Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking your pack. Today is pack number 2 in the Magic the Gathering Amonkhet Bundle Bingo. Check out my preview video for the explanation on how this bundle bingo will work. I've added the link to the preview video in the description below. So, as a reminder, here is my bundle bingo card. After pack 1, we didn't get off to the best start, so I'm looking to get one of the other bingo spaces today and also fill in the free space. So let's get our pack out. Today we're on pack number 2. There's all the packs all the way still down to number 10. So as a reminder, as I open the pack, my commentary is going to be focused from a very, very casual Magic player viewpoint. I think it's kind of a unique spin on rating cards. So, maybe you'll agree with my thoughts, maybe you won't, but at least it'll be fun. So let's get to cracking pack number 2 and hopefully get one of our bingo squares. Okay. A little bit of difficulty getting the cards out of the pack. Alright. So first card is Bloodlust Insider. 1 red. You get a human warrior that's a 1/1. You can tap it, target creature gains haste until end of turn. So in the limited format, this did a lot of work. Obviously, red was a very aggro color with white. You play this one on turn 1, and then every card or creature, that you play after that pretty much had haste. It was funny because by the time, in my play group, everyone figured out that this guy was kind of a starter or an insider to getting beat down. This usually got bolted over other, creatures. Next card is the Sacred Cat. Oh, here we go. 1 and 1. 1 white for a 1/1 lifelink with Embalm. Embalm was a really cool ability, so once this creature died, you could pay the Embalm cost, exile it, and then create a token that was the exact copy of this card. I like Sacred Cat quite a bit. I have a Pioneer lifelink kind of cat deck that I play, and I play a play set of these because they are value. I mean, basically, you get 2 lifelinkers, to block, to attack, whatever you want to do. Compelling Argument, 2 mana, 1 in a blue sorcery. Target player puts the top 5 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, cycling for 1. So a little bit more expensive Tomb Scour. It does have the cycling ability. There just didn't seem to be that much of a milling deck in the Amonkhet, kind of block environment, if you will. I didn't really play this much. When I did, it was usually to give me another cycling card to trigger cycling effects, but rarely was I playing it to mill. Okay, Brute Strength. So 2 mana, 1 in a red. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. So a pretty nifty combat trick. Brute Force is a much better card, but Brute Strength has its, upside. Giving it trample is pretty good. The problem with the +1 is usually your creature would die in any sort of combat battle. Soul Stinger, 4 mana, 3 in a black. Scorpion Demon, a 4/5. When Soul Stinger enters the battlefield, put 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature you control. When Soul Stinger dies, you may put a -1/-1 counter on target creature for each -1/-1 counter on Soul Stinger. I like this card quite a bit when I play it. Usually start out with as a 2/3, and then when it died, you could kill something off. If I was really playing it aggressively, I would put the counters on a different creature and then have a 4/5 for 4 mana, which was pretty good. Blocked quite a bit and could attack for some good damage. Pouncing Cheetah, we've talked about him in pack 1. I was not high on Pouncing Cheetah. For a flash creature in green, that's pretty cool, but a 2-butt, it just died to everything. And, there was a lot of better creatures for 3 mana at 3/2 to play than Pouncing Cheetah. For example, Hooded Brawler. So instead of playing Pouncing Cheetah, I wanted to play Hooded Brawler. Same mana cost, 3 mana, Naga Warrior, same 3/2, but when you would attack with Hooded Brawler and exert it, it would get +2/+2. So you're really getting 5/4 power out of 3 mana versus 3/2 flash. Hooded Brawler was a card that I played quite a bit in the Amonkhet kind of standard environment. Did a ton of work. You'd attack in, you exert it. There wasn't much on the other side. to block it, and if it did, it was just basically chump blocking. And there was a lot of effects in green and white that would allow you to untap your creature. So it was very conceivable in 2 turns in a row you could be attacking with a 5/4 right off of, you play this on turn 3, turn 4, you'd attack as a 5/4. Turn 5, you do some shenanigans, untap it, probably give it +2/+2, and you're attacking with a 7/6. River Serpent, 6 mana, 5 and a blue. You get a Serpent that's a 5/5. River Serpent can't attack unless there are 5 or more cards in your graveyard, cycling 1. I didn't play too much with River Serpent, but I had it played against me, and it was pretty easy to fill your graveyard, especially a cycling. Where this really took off was in with Hour of Devastation, and Gift of the God Pharaoh, I think was the card, where you could cycle this into your graveyard and then bring it back as a 4/4. Unwavering Initiate, 3 mana, 3/2. So a lot of 3 mana 3/2s in this format. Human Warrior Vigilance, Embalm for 4 and a white. So 3/2 Vigilance, it's okay in white. The Embalm ability was nice. It was about 5 mana, to get it back out. I played in Unwavering Initiate quite a bit in like the draft and sealed format. Sunscorched Desert. When Sunscorched Desert enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target player. You can tap it to add 1 colorless to your mana pool. This card annoys me to no end. I didn't play it too much, but one of the other guys in my Magic play group has a red deck where he plays a lot of Sunscorched Deserts, and enters, pings for 1. He comboed this with Bomat Courier, so kind of that Kaladesh to Amonkhet kind of cycle. He played it in Pioneer, and it's just really annoying to play against. Pretty good land that it enters, and it doesn't enter tapped, and when it does enter, it deals 1 damage to target player. Annoying card. Okay, our first uncommon is an Aftermath card. So you would cast the front half of it, it'd go to your graveyard, and then in your graveyard you could cast the Aftermath for its cost. So Onward is 2 and a red for 3 mana instant. Target creature gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is its power. So kind of a front half beef. And then Aftermath Victory, 3 mana, 2 and a white. Sorcery, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. So this kind of had an interesting combo to it, where if you had enough mana, 6 mana, you'd cast it as an instant, target one of your creatures, and then sorcery, you'd cast it and give that creature double strike. Sometimes you would target a creature with trample, and next thing you know, you're getting hit for a ton of damage. Pretty cool card. The Aftermath cards were okay. The problem I had is, even though they gave us this nifty, turn it to the side in your graveyard so you can remember, there was a lot of times I'd cast the front half of it and forget that I had the second half sitting in my graveyard. Seraph of the Sun, 7 mana, 5 and 2 white. You get a 4/4 flying indestructible. This was a very overrated card. I played it once. I didn't like it. Its cost for a 4/4 flying indestructible is so annoying. What was really funny is, in one of the draft formats in my play group, one of my friends played this creature and it was beating me down, and I didn't have a way to deal with it. And so late in the game, I was able to put a whole bunch of -1 counters on it. So it was a 1/1 flyer indestructible, and I had a 3/2 flyer. So he was blocking my 3/2 flyer in the air, but he didn't have any other creatures to block on the ground. And eventually I clawed back and won. But it was mainly because it didn't have hexproof, but I shrunk it down so much that as a 1/1 indestructible, it couldn't do much against me other than just be kind of a permanent blocker for my flyer. I think he kept blocking my Aven Initiate, 3/2 flyer in blue. Final uncommon is Gale Strike, 3 mana, 2 and a blue, instant, return target tap creature to its owner's hand, draw a card. So this was a pretty cool trick, declare attackers. Before I'd go to blocks, I'd return the creature to its hand, draw a card, and then make it a better block. So I like this card quite a bit. All right, so to our rare mythic rare, can we mark off a bingo square? Can we get 2 bingo squares today? Let's not be like the Magic, the 2014 core set, where we didn't get anything marked off until pack number 8. So here we go. And the great reveal is an Aftermath card. So, nope, Unfortunately, not going to be able to mark off anything. Failure to comply. All right, failure is 2 mana, 1 of the blue instant, return target spell to its owner's hand. So basically a remand without the draw card effect. And then comply for 1 white is a sorcery. For Aftermath, choose a card name until your next turn. Your opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name. So if you think about this, it's sort of like a what's the card in Oath of the Gatewatch? Reflector Mage, where you play it and then you bounce the card, and that card can't be cast until the following, not the next turn, but the turn after that. So kind of a multi-use card. I haven't really played with it too much. I think I played it once in draft, and it was okay. To be honest, it's not really the rare I'm looking for. All right, next is a full art mountain. That's pretty cool. And then a warrior creature token. So 1/1 vigilance. So the best card out of the pack, what I think is my favorite card out of the pack, is going to be Gale Strike. No surprise, right? Because I like playing blue. Gale Strike was such a fun card, and it's a card that I still play. 3 mana is a little bit much, but if you time it right, you return an attacker to its owner's hand and then draw a card. It's replacing itself and giving you a pretty cool effect. So I'm pretty high on Gale Strike. It's a card that I like to play. I feature in a couple of my decks where I'm a little more control-y. The one thing I wished it had that would make it a little bit better is if it had cycling, and then it would make it into one of my decks that I do a lot of controlling and a lot of cycling. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite or best card out of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack pack number 3 of my Magic the Gathering Amonkhet bundle. Bingo.